Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest heart to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Monday, May 4th, Star Wars Day. For those Star Wars fans out there, the Braves, they start off their West Coast road trip on the right foot. They end up going to Colorado, sweeping the Rockies in that three-game set, and they continue to roll this season. The next stop now is going to be in Seattle against the Seattle Mariners. That's going to be tonight. A three-game set there. That's the second stop of three cities. And then the final stop is going to be in LA against the Dodgers. We'll see how they can finish off this road trip in the last 6 games, but a perfect 3-0 start, like I said, to start off that West Coast road trip. And it was a little back and forth action there in the series against the Rockies. But like I said in the previous episode, every time you play in Colorado, you're going to have a wacky series, a lot of back and forth, a lot of offensive power being shown in the ball games. Your pitching is pretty much non-existent. Everyone pretty much gets hit except for Chris Sale. Chris Sale was out there, and he showed us that he's a true ace. We're going to talk about that when we recap the series with the Rockies. Then we're going to preview the series that starts tonight against the Seattle Mariners. We're probably going to get into the MLB a little bit, where we talk about the rest of the action from around the league. But before we do that, make sure to follow the show on all the social media platforms at the Chop Seat Pod. That's at Instagram, and then at the Chop Seat on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. So without further ado, let's head into our first segment of the night.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we catch up with the previous Braves series. And as always, Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPC20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Any sporting event, NBA playoffs are already underway. NHL playoffs are underway. MLB regular season tickets, all that. You can get that on SeatGeek. Use code CHOPC20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. You want to go to a concert or a show or any other event where you need tickets for it, check if they have them on SeatGeek. If you find them, put in code CHOPC20, and you're going to save yourself $20 off your first purchase. So the first game of the 3-game set in Colorado, remember, the Braves were coming in with a 22-10 record. They were facing the Rockies, came up 14-18 when we met them in game 1. Grant Holmes was on the mound for the Braves. He goes 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of those earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He now has a 4.34 ERA, going up against the solid veteran, Mr. Reliable, Jose Quintana. 6 innings for him, 5 hits, just 1 run allowed, no walks, and 3 Ks. Solid start from him, a quality start at that. He now has a 4.07 ERA. Bottom of the first inning, Hunter Goodman. I told you guys, keep an eye on this guy. I saw him play up here with the Yard Goats. He hits a ground rule double with runners on first and second. That makes it 1-0. And then TJ Rumfield with an RBI single makes it 2-0 Colorado early in the ball game. Tyler Freeman gets an infield single on a bunt. That makes it 3-0 when Hunter Goodman scores. And now when Matt Olson fielded the bunt, he tried to go home with a little flip. It was just not in time. It's one of those tough plays where you might as well just eat it. You might as well eat it because he didn't have a play at first. He tried to go home, but the throw was not in time. So, again, it's just a tough play. There's nothing you can really do about that. Well executed there by the Colorado Rockies. And then he had a bad play after this. It was on a ground out too first. Matt Olson fields his subs on the back. He throws home. Throw gets away. 2 runners score on that one. A rare error there by Matt Olson. That makes it 5-0 Colorado. It was a 5-run inning for the Rockies there in the bottom of the first to open up the ball game. Bottom of the second, Mickey Moniak. I also told you guys keep an eye on him when we were doing the Braves forecast last episode. He hits a homer out to right center field. That's the 9th of the season for him. That makes it 6-0 Colorado. I was going to say Braves. The Braves, they were down 6 early in the ball game. But if you're down 6, no need to worry about it because it's 2026 and this Braves offense is relentless. And it's Colorado. It's Colorado, like I said. It's wacky out there. The ball flies. You can get an easy rally. You can get not an easy rally, but you can get a rally going easily in this ballpark. And the Braves started chipping away slowly at that 6-0 deficit that they were facing. Top of the 4th, Matt Olson. He hits his 10th homer of the season out to left field. It makes it 6-1. Top of the 7th, it was a little bit to go there from between the 4th and the 7th. The Braves, they score 1 on a Jonah Heim ground down. That makes it 6-2. Top of the 8th, this is where the fun starts. Walks to Ronald Acuña, Ozzie Albies, and Matt Olson loads up the bases. Mauricio Dubon, he comes up with the bases loaded and 1 out. He takes a 2-2 pitch. He slaps it out to right field. It's deep. Rolls to the wall as a bases clearing triple for him. That makes it 6-5. The lead is cut short just like that, snap of a finger. And it was a nice at bat by him, man. Not down on the count, but with 2 strikes, he didn't even have no sort of leg kick. It was just straight bat to ball, slaps it out there, puts it in play. And guy's strong, bro. He's strong because he was just straight upper body, sends it out to the wall out there in right field. He has enough to, leg out a triple and clear up the bases there. So credit to Mauricio Dubon there. Great at bat there from him. And then after that, next batter, Austin Riley, he does his job. He lifts one out to right field. It's deep enough for Dubon to tag up from third. He ties up the ball game at 6. Well done there by Austin Riley, who, as we know, he was struggling coming into this series. And he definitely turned it around. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit ahead because I have some guys trolling in the comments. We're gonna clear that up real quick. The top of the 9th, though, Jonah Heim, he draws a walk to open up the inning. And then Walt Weiss, he brings in Michael Harris to pinch hit for Jorge Mateo. Remember, he's been dealing with that leg issues. So he's been, DHing and pinch hitting here and there. So I'm just trying to help him get back to 100%. So he brings in Michael Harris, and man, it's a perfect button pushed. He takes it's a 2-run homer off of a sweeper to right field. Big home run there at the top of the 9th for him and the Atlanta Braves. That's number 7 of the season for him. That gives the Braves a late 8-6 lead, 8 unanswered runs by the Braves after the Rockies score the first 6. Robert Suarez, he comes in the game. That is game over. The Braves end up winning game 1 after being down 6-0. They take that one. It was just a wacky back and forth game, and you gotta love it when you're watching those games out there in Colorado. And in this ball game, Austin Riley, he did go 2 for 3 with that RBI, that sac fly. Mauricio Dubon, of course, 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs in the triple. When it came to the pitching side, it was Anthony Molina who came in after Graham Holmes. He goes 2 innings. Didier Fuentes, he goes 1 inning, pitching in the bottom of the 8th. He gets the win in this ballgame. And then Robert Suarez, who came in the bottom of the 9th to shut the door, he gets his 4th save of the season. After this ballgame, Molina, he was optioned back down to AAA, and Carlos Carrasco was brought up. If you recall, Molina was brought up right before this series started. But great job by him. And the rest of the guys, Fuentes and Suarez, who came out the bullpen and were able to shut the Colorado Rockies offense down. Game 2, we had Chris Sale on the mound, the ace. Beautiful start by him. 7 innings, just 3 hits allowed, just 1 run, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts for him. He takes the win in this one. He is now 6-1 with a 2.14 ERA. The Rockies, remember, they were TBD when I did the Braves forecast in the last episode. They had Brennan Bernardino guess they had him as an opener. He just gets 2 outs in the ball game, and then they had Chase Dollander come in after that. Who goes 5 1/3, 8 hits allowed, 6 runs, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. He now has a 3.38 ERA. Bernardino, he gave up 2 runs in this ball game, and he gave it up by means of a Drake Baldwin 2-run shot. He had walked Acuña to start the ball game in the top of the first. Drake Baldwin hits the homer. That makes it 2-0 Braves. Top of the second. We had a bit of a scare here from Ronald Acuña Jr. He grounds out to second while running. You can see that he tweaks something. It's the left hamstring. He is taken out of the game as a precaution. More news on that. Actually, we're just going to give you the news now when it comes to Acuña. It was after getting the MRI the next day, it was considered a grade 1 hamstring strain on his left leg. He was put on the 10-day IL. I can't even speak. On the 10-day IL, Jose Azocar was brought up from the minors to take that spot for the time being. But yeah, big loss there. But we got a good start to the year. We got a nice lead in the division, so no need to force Acuña. We know he's had these leg injuries. It's tough to see him go down, but it could have been worse. And if it's just a 10-day IL stint, that's fine. Just give him time to heal, give him time to get back to 100%, and then we can add him there. And hopefully the rest of the guys are able to hold it down for him while he comes back. And they did that in this game and the next game. So you'll see. And hopefully they can continue, again, like I said, until he comes back. But after that, Eli White comes in the game for Acuña. Drake Baldwin, he hits an RBI single that scores Jorge Mateo, who was on third. He had double to open up the inning. Then he advanced to third on that Ronald Acuña ground out where he got injured. So that made it 3-0 Braves. Bottom of the third, Jordan Beck, he doubles in Kyle Carroll's. There's a couple guys that I saw these guys when they were playing for the Yard Goats. So they have a good talent. They got very good players coming up in that system. But this was the only run for the Colorado Rockies in this ballgame. They made it 3-1. But that was it, man. Top of the fourth, the Braves, they scored 3. Eli White with a bunt for a hit. Riley scores. He's still second in this ball game. That was the third stolen base of the season for Austin Riley. Drake has an RBI double. That makes it 5-1. Ozzie Albies sac fly, 6-1 Braves. Top of the fifth, Austin Riley, he connects with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. He sends that one out over the wall. 2-run homer there. That makes it 8-1 Braves. Good to see from Austin Riley finding that pop. Then in the top of the ninth, adding insult to injury, it's Matt Olson. He has to get up there as well. He hits homer number 11 of the season. That makes it 9-1 Braves. That's the ball game, guys. That's pretty much the ball game. Dylan Lee, he comes in to pitch the bottom of the eighth. Hunter Stratton, who was called up, he was able to get the final 3 outs in the ninth inning. And it's great to see when you have a game like this where you can save the rest of the bullpen. You can save your 8 guys. Dylan Lee, he came in. He probably just needed some work, so they put him in there. But, that's the benefit of having these when the Braves win big like this, man, when their offense goes out and you combine that with a great start from your starter, you're able to save the A guys, especially when you have a long road trip like this with just a day off in between. And coming in the later portion of the road trip. So, you can't have it better than that. And after this game, remember, they had brought up, like I said, Anthony Molina and Hunter Stratton. After this ballgame, Hunter Stratton, he was optioned to AAA to be able to make room for Spencer Strider, who was activated on Sunday to make his debut of the season, his first start. It wasn't a very dominant one. We got to be honest with that, but we kind of expected that from him. It's just his first start of the season in the majors. And, of course, you got to deal with Colorado's atmosphere. So it was a bit of a rocky one here. His pitching line goes as follows: 3 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. Those earned 5 walks and 6 strikeouts there for Spencer Strider. He was going up against Kyle Freeland for the Rockies, who goes 4 and a third, 8 hits allowed, 6 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. He gets the L in this one. He's now 1 and 3 with a 5.04 ERA. And it was all hands on deck on this one, man. All hands on deck for the Braves when it comes to the pitching side. You'll see why later on. But bottom of the first, TJ Rumfield with an RBI single. That makes it 1-0 Colorado. Top of the second, though, with Matt Olson on, Jonah Heim hits his first and only homer as a Brave. That makes it 2-1 Atlanta. We're going to see why in a bit, why that's the only homer as a Brave. But the Braves take the lead just like that. And then Jorge Mateo, he comes up, hits back-to-back homers. He goes yard as well. That makes it 3-1 Braves. Bottom of the third, though, TJ Rumfield, he's back. He gets another RBI, this time via the home run ball. That makes it 3-2. Bottom of the fourth, Jake McCarthy, he triples, and then Mickey Moniak, we mentioned him again. Mickey Moniak getting a shout out here. Homer number 10 of the season. That one was off of Aaron Bummer. That makes it 4-3 Colorado. Top of the fifth, though, 1 out and bases loaded for Austin Riley. He grounds one to third. It hits off the bag. He gets a break, hits off the bag. Ball goes in the air. Everyone is safe. Everyone is safe. And that is a tie ball game there. When Drake Baldwin scores, it's tied up at 4. Then Eli White, he draws a walk. It's a 3-2 count. The pitch is actually called a strike, but the ABS system says otherwise. It was a ball, 0.6 inches off the plate. That's ball 4. 5-4. Braves lead. Then Jonah Heim follows with a sac fly. That makes it 6-4. Bottom of the fifth, Rockies, they do score 1. Tightens up the ball game yet again. That makes it 6-5. There's a back and forth action in this ball game. Like I said, at top of the 6th, Ozzy Albies, he provides an RBI single. Yes, Stremski scores. That makes it 7-5 Braves. Matt Olson, he doubles in Ozzy. That makes it 8-5. And bottom of the 8th, red hot Mickey Moniak. He's back. 10th homer of the season. 8-6 Braves. Still leading. Top of the 9th, Jonah Heim, Jorge Mateo. They continue to have themselves a ball game, man. They had a ball game in this final game of the 3-game set. Jonah Heim, he doubles in 2. And then that gives him 5 ribbies for the entire ball game. And then Jorge Mateo drives him in with an RBI single. That makes it 11-6. Robert Suarez, he comes in. He gets the final 3 outs. He did give up 2 hits. It wasn't a safe situation. But, again, he gets the final 3 outs. Nothing. No harm done there. Braves complete the sweep. Another series win. No series loss yet for the Atlanta Braves this season. Very impressive by them. Let's see how far they can go with that streak intact. But yeah, they sweep. Great way to start the 9-game road trip out in the West Coast, starting off at the Colorado Rockies. After this game, like I said, Jonah Heim, that was the only homer he hits as a Brave because he was DFA'd after this. Sean Murphy has been activated today. Jonah Heim was DFA'd today. Sean Murphy will be catching tonight. Drake Baldwin will be at DH. He's going to be leading off, actually. So, yeah, Jonah Heim, DFA'd. Sean Murphy activated from his rehab assignment. Talking about activating, Raisel Iglesias, Walt White said that he should be activated on Tuesday from his IL stint as well. Let's see what other Braves news we have real quick. Actually, let's go back to the bullpen, though. I did want to tell you guys about the bullpen because that last game, like I said, it was all hands on deck there, just so you could get an idea of who was on the pitching mound there. After Strider came out, it was Bummer. Like I said, he gave up that homer, that 2-run homer. Didier Fuentes came in. He pitched 2/3. Dylan Lee came in. He pitched a clean inning with 2 strikeouts. Reynaldo Lopez came in. He pitched an inning as well. What's his name? Excuse me. Tyler Kinley came in. He pitched an inning. He gave up 1 run on that homer against Mickey Moniak. And then Robert Suarez came in. So you use all your main guys here. Like I said, you use Dylan Lee. You use Tyler Kinley. You use Robert Suarez. And, I mean, he's probably one of our main guys now, too. You got to consider Reynaldo Lopez one of the main options out there in the bullpen while he works on his mechanics. So, yeah, it was all hands on deck that final game, but they did a great job holding down the offense for the Rockies for the most part. in this final game, and also the second game of the series as well. It was tough because obviously Spencer Strider did not cover, as much innings there. He was only able to record 10 outs. He still got another 17 to go. So you got to, figure out how to piece that together. Series highlights here for the Braves. The Braves still the #1 record in baseball, first in the NL East. They have a nice 8.5 game lead over the Marlins. Nationals 9.5 games, not 9.5, 9 games back. Phillies 10.5, and then the Mets 12.5 games back. 50 home runs this season for the Braves. That's the most in the National League. Those were the series highlights for this weekend. Like I said, the lineup tonight: Drake Baldwin, he will be leading off. Mauricio Dubon, he will be hitting cleanup. Austin Riley back at 5th. Sean Murphy's in the lineup batting 7th. He's going to be catching. Jorge Mateo batting 9th at shortstop. Eli White batting 8th right field. And Yastrzemski is actually batting 6th. He's going to be in the game playing left field. We're going to talk about that, though, like I said, when we get to the Braves forecast. But I just wanted to give you some info on that. Also, Braves have transferred shortstop Hassan Kim's rehab assignment to AAA Gwinnett. He'll be in the lineup on Tuesday when the Gwinnett Stripers open a series in Norfolk. So Hassan Kim's return is coming soon as well. That was courtesy of Mark Bowman. This was courtesy of him as well. He said He said Heim was DFA to make room for Sean Murphy today. If Michael Harris had been available to play defense this week, it might have made sense to keep Heim until Kim is activated, but it's tough to carry a third catcher when Michael Harris is limited defensively and Dom Smith is best restricted to DH/PH. So yeah, that's what I was saying before in the last episode, that I was thinking that they might consider carrying Jonah Heim still and dropping Kyle Farmer when Sean Murphy returned. But, now with Michael Harris not being able to take the field as often, kind of puts a limit there. So I guess the move was to DFA Jonah Heim. And I'm pretty sure he's probably going to find a home. Someone's probably going to pick him up. I don't think that he'll be back with the Braves organization for now. So I think he's going to, like I said, I think he's had a decent, definitely he's been really good behind the plate. Offense, he still has some showings here and there. Like you saw that final game of the 3-game set where he drove in 5 RBIs. He can give you a game like that. So I think someone will pick him up. Austin Riley, like I said before, he did have himself a better series here. And I was catching some flag in one of the shorts that I put up. Obviously, it's a short, so you're not going to get the full episode there. But I was saying in the short that, that you were going to the perfect place in Colorado to try and fix the slump, try and fix your hitting and improve. And I did say also, if they were going to keep him in the lineup, that they might have to drop him down to 7 or even 8th. And Walt Weiss did do that in the second game. He did drop him down to 7, so I wasn't just talking out of my butt. I know what I'm talking about, guys. I know what I'm talking about. Not as much as, these guys that have been in the game 25, 30 years, and I mean professionally, but that's what I meant. If they're going to keep him in the lineup, you got to probably drop him down a little bit more to the 7th and 8th spot to take the pressure off of him. That's exactly what they did. First game, he was batting 6th. Like I said, he goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. In that one. And then the second game, that's when he was batting 7th. He hits the homer there. So obviously you could see that he was feeling a little bit better. And what else? He goes 1 for 3 with the homer with the 2 RBIs. He draws a walk as well. So, I mean, guys were coming at me, bro. If you're going to come at me, I'm going to clap back, bro. It is what it is. I'm going to have some heat. So, and then in the previous episode also, I did say that I did think that he would be able to figure it out. He's a professional. And like I said, he has talent. I did think that he would figure it out. Just because he had a great series here doesn't mean that he has figured it out. He could go now to Seattle and, he has another bad series. We don't know. But I do think that he has the talent to figure it out. And it was great to see that he was able to have some showings there in Colorado. And then I hope he can keep it up. You know what I'm saying? We need him to be, if this team's going to go far, we need him to be, a threat offensively. And he showed signs of that. He showed signs of that in this series. And again, I do hope he can continue to keep it going forward. That's all I got for the Braves for Tomahawk Takes. But again, yeah, one more time. Don't go crazy with the shorts that I put up because they're tactfully put up to generate clicks. So you're not going to hear my entire point come across in the shorts. You got to listen to the whole episode on the chop seat before you come sending me a sarcastic message or a comment. And if you're going to send me that, be prepared for me to clap back because I am going to clap back, especially if you're coming up trying to, sound all smart in the comments. It's not going to happen, bro. We ain't going to let that rock here on the chop seat. And like I said, I was right. They dropped him down to the 7th spot in the second game, take some pressure off of him. And like I said, I was right when I said that I did think he was going to figure it out in Colorado. Now, is it going to be for the entire season? We got to wait and see. We're going to wait and see tonight, see how he goes out there to perform. But I'm one of the main guys rooting for him, bro. We need him to be a threat offensively if this team's going to go far. That's all I got to say when it comes to Tomahawk Takes. I think I made my point clear. If you're going to send me something in the comments, though, or DM or whatever, at least make it my worthwhile. I'm going to comment back and clap back. At least respond. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a conversation. But anyways, that's all I got. Now let's head into our very next segment.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we preview the upcoming Braves series. The Braves going into Seattle with a 25-10 record, a 3-game winning streak. They're facing the Seattle Mariners, who are 16-19, currently third place in the AL West. They lost 3 games in a row. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. The Braves coming in with a 8-2 record in their last 10 games. Game 1 is going to be tonight, Monday, 9:40 p.m. J.R. Ritchie on the mound, the rookie making his 3rd career start for the Atlanta Braves. He's back home. He's back home. He's going to be starting there. He's going to have that adrenaline flowing. Let's see how he performs out there. He's 1-0 with a 2.92 ERA. He's going up against Logan Gilbert, who is 1-3 with a 4.03 ERA. Game 2, Tuesday night, 9:40 p.m. Bryce Elder, who's 3-1 with a 1.88 ERA. Phenomenal ERA there by him. Going up against George Kirby, who's 4-2 with a 3 ERA. And then game 3, a little bit earlier, thank Lord, Wednesday, 4:10 p.m. Grant Holmes on the mound, 2-1 with a 4.34 ERA. Going up against Brian Wu, who's 1-2 with a 4.61 ERA. The Braves are off Thursday after they wrap up this series. And then, like I said earlier, they're going to start a 3-game set with the Los Angeles Dodgers on Friday. And that'll wrap up the West Coast road trip. Players to keep an eye on, of course, you got Julio Rodriguez, you got Josh Naylor, you got Randy Arozarena when it comes to the offense. Kyle Raleigh, you might not have to worry about him. He's dealing with some right side discomfort. He's out for the 3rd straight game tonight. So you might not have to worry about him this series. We'll see. But you do got to worry about Andres Munoz, the closer on the back end of the bullpen. Make sure to keep an eye on him. Mariners are just +2 when it comes to run differential. They've scored 143 runs. They've given up 141, so they're right there. But, yeah, this is a team that's very talented. You know, they made that AL American League Championship Series appearance last year. They got taken out by the Toronto Blue Jays, but it was a very good series. Very talented ball club. They're just off to a slow start. It is what it is, but I think that they will probably end up winning this division when it's all said and done this year. They're third in the AOS right now. As I said, it's still early. Still a lot of ball games to play. And once these guys start clicking, they've always had good pitching, and they've drastically improved their offense as well in years past. So they're on the way up. They're trending up. They're going to be trending up pretty soon. They're going to get hot. Everything's going to start clicking. But it's a great time to face them right now when they're struggling a little bit. So let's go in there. Let's take 2 out of 3 at least. Go take that day off on Thursday. Head to LA and see what we could do with the defending champs. That's what I want to see. I want to see the matchup. I want to see where we stand with them bozos out in LA. But anyway, that is all we got for the Braves forecast. Now let's head into our final segment. We're going to touch real quick on what's going on around the league.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB, where we catch up with the action from around the league. And to catch up, we're going to focus on the New York Yankees. They sweep the Baltimore Orioles during the weekend. They improved to 23-11, the best record in the American League as of right now. Yankees, Braves, 2 best teams in their respective leagues. 2026, 1996 World Series. Are we going to get a rematch this year? Are we going to get a rematch? Are the Braves going to be on the winning end this year of that rematch? We're going to have to wait and see. We'll see what ends up happening when it's all said and done. Losing streaks, though. A few teams with losing streaks in the National League West, actually. D-backs lost 4. Rockies lost 4 in a row, thanks to the Braves. And the San Francisco Giants, they've lost 6 games in a row. They've actually called up their top prospect, Bryce Eldridge, see if he can change it up there when it comes to the offense. I think he's in at DH today. And I think they also called up one of their top catching prospects. I can't get his name right now. I apologize when it comes to that. Tarek Skubal, there was news that he now needs surgery to remove loose bodies from the elbow. No timetable for his return yet. So that terrible news there for the Detroit Tigers. That's a big loss for them. Sad news, John Sterling, he passes away at the age of 87. A famous, very famous radio voice for the New York Yankees. I believe he also called Braves games also. But yeah, the Yankees I can't even say anything. I can't even speak. Broadcaster. I don't know. I was saying broadcaster. Like I'm from Boston or something. Yankees broadcaster. Yankees broadcaster who was on the mic for 5 titles and for signature home run calls. Again, he has passed away at age 87. So condolences to his family and friends. And then just a few series to keep an eye on this week. Cincinnati Reds at the Chicago Cubs. Cincinnati Reds 20-14 facing the Cubs, who are 22-12. That's a National League Central matchup, and another National League Central matchup to catch up on is the Milwaukee Brewers 18-15 going up against the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 20-14. Very good ball still being played by all teams in the National League Central. I believe they're still all over 500. Yes, they are, because the Pirates are 19-16. They actually just swept the Cincinnati Reds. So that's all we got, guys, for the MLB segment. This is all we have for the chop seat for today. There might not be an episode this weekend before the weekend, so we'll see. But if not, if you do see it pop up, no need to worry about it. If you don't see it, we will be back on Monday. We'll catch up on that Dodgers series, but hopefully we could get one in before that Dodgers series. We can preview it, see who's starting, and we can see how this Mariners series ends up going. So that's all I got, guys. One last shout out to our friends at SeatGeek. You already know. Use code CHOPSY20 to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Any shows, any concerts, NBA finals, NHL finals, regular season baseball games, go to SeatGeek and use code CHOPSY20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. That is all we have, friends, for today's episode of the Chop Seat. We will see you next time on the Chop Seat.